Hey everybody, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com, and we're taking a look at the Kwikee Single Step. This is the 38 series, and this is going to be either a replacement or an addition to your camper or your motorhome to make sure that you can actually get in and out of that motorhome nice and easy. This is a complete assembly since it comes with the control unit, the motor, and the wiring components necessary to get it installed. A lot of times if you are replacing a step, you should already have all the wiring in place, so you may not need these parts if that's the case for you, if you're just trying to find something that matches what you had before so you can get that step going again. Maybe if it got dented or damaged or something else happened to it, rusted and kind of got rusted shut. This is a great way to replace that, and then you'll have some extra parts left over. But if you're adding in a new step where you didn't have an electric step before, or maybe you had a different manufacturer, this is going to come with everything you need to get it to work. So it's an electric step. It should come out whenever you open the door and then go back in whenever you close the door. It comes with the door sensor to allow that to happen. It's just basically like a little magnet. So one side goes on the frame of the door and then the other goes on the door itself, so that whenever they separate, that sends a signal to bring the steps out, and when they come together, sends a signal to bring the steps in. Also comes with a switch and plate. Now this is for overriding that function. This is really nice whenever you're at the campsite or at your destination. You don't want those steps to keep coming in and out every time you open the door. You want them to just stay out. Saves you a little time. You can flip this on, and that's going to override that automatic function. There is a safety feature so that if you turn on the ignition in the coach, it will bring the step back in automatically. So you don't have to worry about that step staying out when you're out on the road and causing issues and getting damaged. Additionally, it also has a safety feature so that if it comes out and it happens to strike something like a concrete block or a telephone pole or anything in the way, it will stop and then automatically come back in rather than trying to push through that continuously and wearing out the motor. That was kind of a problem with some older steps before, so you don't have to worry about that now. Pretty straightforward as far as the install. The only thing it does not come with is mounting hardware. So that is something that you will have to pick up on your own. If you are going to be replacing the step, you should be able to reuse that hardware from the original. But if you're adding it in new, that is something that you will have to pick up on your own. As far as the size of this step, I'll give you some measurements to make sure that, again, if you are replacing your step, that this is a match for you. So the main thing to keep in mind is the extended height. That's going to be the distance from the top of the plate to the bottommost portion of the unit. And that is 6 1/8 inch. Whenever it's all the way retracted and in the travel ready position, the folded height, that is 5 5/8 inches. Again, taking it from the top and then down to the very bottom of the step. The overall width goes from the kind of pivot point here, which it's kind of hard for you guys to see that, but that's going to be the outermost edge of the unit, and that is 25 1/2 inches between there. The bolt pattern is 22 by 8. Now there are a couple of different holes here, but that's going to be the main bolt pattern to go by. That's the one that Lippert lists in their specs, so it's going to be the widest hole, and then the furthest towards the front of the step, and the second from the back. That's going to be where those holes are. Now, as I mentioned, there are a bunch of other ones, so if that happens to line up with pre-existing holes on your rig, then definitely go with those, but that's going to be that main bolt pattern, is that 22 by 8. The step size itself is 24 inches by 11 1/8. The distance from the top step to the mounting plate is about 4 5/8 inches. So the actual rise that you'll have with this step kind of depends on how much distance there is between the mounting position and your actual threshold for your RV. So it's kind of hard to say without actually having that on there. If you want to see any of the other specs, those are all listed out on our product page. All in all, the Kwikee steps are a very reliable unit. They're put onto almost every coach these days, so they're a really standard step and they last for years. So I hope this is going to be a great addition to your coach. If you need any other kind of accessories or replacement parts, we do have a lot of options available here at etrailer.com, and our goal is always to get you the right part the first time. So I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching.